Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be making our very first 6-star champion in Dungeon Hunter Champions. Now I've been given a little bit of thought over the last little while as to who I want to promote to 6 stars, to rank 6 first, and it kind of came down to 3 options. They were between my Nature Valkyrie Rota, my Water Magical Girl Yuoko, and my Water Timekeeper Manus. All 3 of these I use on my ED10 team, so that was going to be one of the big promotes that I was kind of centered around. I want to make Elder Drake farming just a little bit quicker, and so I figured one of the best ways to do that is to start promoting my team of all 5 stars, rank 5 champions, and start promoting one of those up to 6 stars. And I'm deciding to go with Manus. Manus is a great champion. He does amazing work in Elder Dragon, and he also is really good in Blitz as well. So those 2 things being kind of main things that I'm working on right now, just constantly farming ED10 to just get that much better gear for mainly for my Xenia, because she is on a full vitality set. So I just kind of want to pimp out her gear a little bit better, and then also can farm some rapid gear for my Sig run, the Light Valkyrie, and I've been picking up a couple of nice brutal pieces as well. I know the Fire Monkey King benefits quite nicely from a brutal set, so if I ever need a champion that uses brutal, then I'll basically be good to go. So we are going to take our Manus here. We are going to promote him. So we have 3 rank 5 Fuzzle Puffs. We have just another rank 5 champion that we made. So I originally used him on my team, but he was very quickly replaced. The Nature Scanned Warlord, I believe that's who that is. And so since I already had him at rank 4 level 40, he was a very easy promote to just use as 5-star fodder. And then I am going to be sacrificing the Water Spearman that we are gifted like right at the start of the game. He was on my team again for a little bit, but he again was very quickly replaced, and I have no desire to take him up to rank 6. So even though he is level 50, might be a little bit of a waste, but you know, getting a rank 5 champion isn't super difficult. So I don't really mind using him for rank ups, so because if I want to farm another one, then I can just put one together and won't really take that long. So we're gonna also throw him on there, and there we go. So when we rank up a champion, Manus is gonna go up to 6 stars, but then he's gonna drop to level 1, and then we gotta level him all the way back up to level 60. So actually what I kind of want to do is I want to take a screenshot of Manus right now, just so that we can look at his stats before the rank up. And then once I've maxed him out to level 60, we can compare his stats then. His gear is probably not going to change between now and when I get him leveled up to level 60. But here we go, we're going to push promote. Yes, that is fine. I stripped all the gear off these guys anyway. So there we go. Manus is now a 6-star champion. Our very first rank 6. Cannot be promoted any further. So there we go. So his skills do drop a little bit when he gets promoted, but we can take him right up to level 60, and his skills or his stats will very quickly increase, and then they'll surpass what they were previously at level 50. So I am gonna there's gonna be a quick cut in the video here. I'm going to rank up or level up Manus, and then we'll take a look at his skills and his stats, sorry, when he's at level 60, and then we'll pop into some ED10 and just see how well he performs there. So yeah, we will be right back. Alrighty, so we are back. Now you might notice that I'm wearing a different shirt, but that's because it's like a couple days after I recorded the first part, but obviously that's just going to be like a quick like little 2-second iMovie transition there for you guys. So yeah, so we have our Manus at rank 6, level 60, completely maxed out. He cannot go any higher. The only way that we can get his stats a little bit better is by giving him some better gear, which his gear is good enough right now for ED10, but it's far from like 100% optimal. So that's just going to take a little bit more fine tuning as I run basically more Steel Widow to get better adept pieces to just fine tune his stats that much better. But let's take a look at what his stats are now as opposed to what they were when he was rank 5 level 50. So I have the old stats written down here beside me. So previously he had around 17k total HP, but as we can see now here, he's got about 27,000 HP, assuming my math is right, which I'm hoping it is. So yeah, so almost an additional 10k health on our rank 6 Manus than he was when he was just rank 5 level 50. His attack has also gone up by quite a bit as well. Previously he had around 750 attack total. Now his base attack is just over 700, and he's getting an additional 574 attack based off of the gear that he has. And again, the gear isn't the most optimal right now, so this number will definitely go up. I believe if I should be able to push his total attack to around like 1400, I think, once I get like really optimal gear with like perfect substats on it. So yeah, so I should be able to push his gear up a little bit more, but right now he's sitting at around like 1200 and like 1280-ish around there, I believe. And then his defense previously was just over 500. It was sitting at 510 combined, and now his base defense is well above that. Well, not well above, but a little bit above, at 562 and an additional 263 from the gear that he has right now. Again, that defense value might change a little bit as some different substats change on pieces of gear, but right now he's sitting at about 825 or so defense. And then attack speed, crit rate, crit damage, resistance, and accuracy all haven't changed. Those are all kind of like the base stats on him, and then all the values in green are what the gear that he has on right now is currently doing to him. Again, that's assuming I understand the stat section here correctly, but I'm pretty sure I do. So there's still a little bit of work that does need to be done on Manus in terms of his skills go. I still need to get 2 more skill ups in Temporal Flux here. We need 1 more on Time Inversion, 3 more on Reverberating Strike, which is his big damage over time ability. So if I can get that up to an additional 1.5 seconds of duration and that extra 10% damage, that's going to make him do a little bit more damage. And his Temporal Dispersion is completely maxed out, and the Synergy trait can't be leveled up. So if I'm adding everything up right, we need about another 6. I think it's 6 more skill ups on Manus. He's not worth using any of the Tutor Fuzzle Puffs on because you can get the Timekeepers as Nat 3s. So yeah, you don't want to be wasting your Tutor Fuzzle Puffs on a Nat 3. You ideally want to be saving those for your Nat 5 pulls, because that's really the only way you're going to get those skills up, unless you get really lucky and get a couple of back-to-back Nat 5 pulls of the same champion. But if it's a really good champion, you might want to build 2 of them. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop into just an auto fight ED10 here. And we are just going to take a look at how well Manus performs as a rank 6 level 60 compared to when he was a rank 5 level 50 champion. We'll just go ahead and skip the intro here. All right, so we'll turn this on auto because I just auto farm ED10 with this team. Even when Manus was 550, I was still able to to auto farm ED10 quite easily and quite consistently as well. I think, you know, maybe there would be like 1 out of 10 times or so where my team would die just because of bad RNG. I also don't have optimal gear on my Crystal Priest Zircon. I do want to get an Adept set on him. Right now he doesn't have an Adept set at all. He's just running 3 sets of Vitality gear. So I definitely want to be getting an Adept set on him so that I can reduce the cooldown of his invulnerability skill, which we'll take a look at the stats afterwards. But the Crystal Priest is not necessarily going to out heal, but the amount of damage that he blocks is substantially higher than what Xenia and Yuoko heal. And Manus has a little bit of healing when those blades come back that just came out there, but he's by no means a healer. He just has a little bit of sustainability on his own, but it's not really enough to keep him alive on his own in certain scenarios. But it's just a nice little added bonus that Manus has. It also heals your party, I believe, as well as those blades come back. So that's a nice little added benefit. So here comes the Elder Drake. So yeah, the team is just gonna, you know, do its thing. They're just gonna get out of the way. We got 2 stacks now of the ongoing damage from Manus on him. And we can see that when the stacks of ongoing damage are on the Elder Drake, his health bar does tick down pretty quickly. So being able to get an additional 1.5 seconds and another 10% damage on those double stacks of ongoing damage is really, really going to speed up our kills on the Elder Drake here. So that roar there is one of the great things that I love about Zircon, given that invulnerability. As well as Yuoko, she can, her last skill puts a kind of like a shield on your whole team, and then the damage gets like reflected back. So those two together do quite well. So yeah, so we got him to 50%. So this is where he takes off for about like 20 to 30 seconds or so, and he's just gonna fly out there, and he's gonna hit us with a good 5 or 6 breaths. And so the team is gonna do their best to get out of the way. You know, sometimes with just the way that the AI is, and if they're fighting something, then they sometimes take a little bit of damage from the breath, but it's by no means enough that it's going to really put any of our team members here in a critical state. Okay, so he's now landed, so we can get the stacks of ongoing damage on him again. And the nice thing about the ongoing damage is that if you put stacks of ongoing damage on the Drake right before he takes off, he will still take that damage while he's flying. So having those extra seconds of ongoing damage can be really, really beneficial if the ongoing damage stacks get on him right before he takes off. Then it'll be a little bit more damage while he's out there flying. Because when he's out there flying, he's like invulnerable. Your ranged attacks, they can't hit him. They can't really do anything to him. But if he takes stacks of ongoing damage before he takes off, then he'll still take that damage as he's flying. So we picked up 11 rare fragments off of that kill. So we're gonna pull up our stats here. And now we can see that our Manus did 506,000 damage. So he is now out damaging our Rota. Because previously, when both Manus and Rota were rank 5 level 50, Rota was just out damaging Manus. They were pretty even, but Rota consistently had, you know, about 20 to 30k more damage than what Manus was pumping out, which is pretty good because she is tagged as a support unit, I believe, but she does deal quite a substantial amount of damage. Especially when you put an adept set on her, then her skills are just refreshing really, really quick, and she's just constantly throwing out lightning bolts and those little tornadoes, and she can pump out a lot of damage. So, and especially she also has elemental advantage against the Drake because she is a nature champion, and Elder Drake 10 is water. So that really helps there. So Rhoda is potentially going to be my next rank 6. But it's hard to say because I'm also looking at a Steel Widow team, and you know, I want to be able to use maybe make a champion that rank 6 that is pretty good for Steel Widow. So I just have to do a little bit more experimenting. I am a little bit ways away from making my next 6-star because this is just our first, so I do definitely have time to think about it, and we might get like a juicy Nat 5 pull before we're ready with all of our rank 5 fodder champions. So who knows, we might pull a Blade Master by the time that comes around. So the one other thing that I just want to highlight here, it doesn't have anything to do with Manus, but it's just highlighting the ability of Zircon. He has, so if we look in the middle column, healing and shielding, he, between healing and shielding, he stopped just over 200,000 damage, which is just over double what our Xenia and our Yuoko pumped out. So basically Zircon is blocking and healing the same amount that those two other support units are doing together. So that invulnerability skill on Zircon is a really, really good skill to have. And if I can just, I do need to do a little bit more Steel Widow farming so that I can get a good adept set on Zircon, so that I can have that invulnerability skill kind of essentially almost with 100% uptime. There's going to be like a little bit of cooldown in between, but with Rhoda's third skill helping refresh your cooldown times, the invulnerability will be up pretty consistently. So I just need to get Zircon's gear a little bit more optimal. And the other cool thing about Zircon is that he's a 2-star. You can pick him up from common discs, and then you can buy the nature Crystal Priest from the black market and get his skills ranked up super, super easily. So like he's a Nat 2, and he's critical member for this ED10 team. So it just kind of goes to show you the power that just because it's a Nat 2-star doesn't mean they're not necessarily going to be useful at some point in the game. So I think I'm going to cut the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm super stoked to have my very first 6-star champion, rank 6, level 60, fully leveled up and maxed out. And now I just got to work on the grind on getting that optimal gear. But I'm looking forward to that, and getting Manus those last few skill ups that he needs as well. And then we'll be on to our next rank 6. So let me guys, wow, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. There we go, that's what I was trying to say. Who you guys think should be my next rank 6. I am kind of throwing around the idea of Rota or Yuoko, but I'm also potentially considering Xenia. But we just have to see again. I might get a really good Nat 5, sorry, in the next little bit, hopefully. But I do have some other champions that I'm working on. I have like the Dark Naga, I have the Water Snake Lady, and so yeah, so there are a few other champions that are still being worked on currently. So yeah, so there's a number of options that we could make our next rank 6. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, and I'll definitely consider all the feedback that I get. So again, thank you guys for watching this video. It was a little lengthy, a little bit longer than I think I originally anticipated. But again, thank you guys for sticking with it. If you liked what you saw, be sure to leave a like down below. Also, feel free to drop a sub on the channel as well if you're new. All that stuff just really helps out. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video.